But first, we begin tonight with the breaking news that happened in the last hour. Chris Cuomo reporting exclusively from law enforcement sources that Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the Idaho murders, is now being investigated for possible additional murders in the state of Pennsylvania. Now remember, Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania on December 30th. It's a month and a half after the brutal killings of the University of Idaho students Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Gonzalez. We know Kohberger grew up in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania before moving out to Washington State near the Idaho border for grad school. We also know he previously graduated from Northampton Community College in Pennsylvania in 2018, and that while there, he worked security for the Pleasant Valley School District. He also attended nearby DeSales University until 2022, both schools about an hour away from where his parents live. Now, when news of Kohberger's arrest first broke, Pennsylvania authorities said they were going to go back with a fine-tooth comb. They were going to look at open and cold cases that may have fit the MO of the Idaho killer. It was one of the first things that local officials did, looking for any connection between Kohberger and unsolved cases in the area. Kohberger remains in an Idaho jail tonight, awaiting his preliminary hearing in June. Authorities have said he has no official and known prior criminal record. Joining me now on this breaking news is former CIA and FBI agent Tracy Walder. She's also a NewsNation national security contributor. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. So I guess it shouldn't be that surprising that this investigation started, right, in the state of Pennsylvania. But now the fact that they may have identified particular cases, that sure is a development.
Well, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Dan. So, I think really what investigators had at their disposal now, once he was arrested, was really access to VICAP, or the Violent Criminal Apprehension Program. And really what they have there is the benefit of basically going into a database clearinghouse and looking for crimes that had similar patterns, similar manner of death, similar motivations, those kinds of things. And I think that really probably helped them put the pieces of the puzzle together, as well as now having his DNA, because quite frankly, if they did have a murder, his DNA wouldn't have come up as a hit. As you mentioned, he had no prior criminal record. So I think the fact that he has committed other crimes is perhaps not surprising.
And again, this often happens in these investigations, right? Suspect is arrested in one place for a crime, somewhere else, and then they begin an investigation and turn up other information.
Exactly. I mean, this is probably more common than not. And also, I think if you just look at the nature of this crime, this is an individual that went into a house where there was potentially 5 people there that he would have had to kill. I think he probably had some experience in doing this. Just sort of all of those signatures and all of that evidence point to the fact that this was probably not his first time attempting something like this. It may not have been against 5 people, but it may have been him experimenting, doing something like this against one person or perhaps even 2. And also, he does have a history of sort of erratic, perhaps sexist behavior and sort of a hatred towards women. So it's really not surprising seeing some of this come out now.
And it's possible, by the way, that they're going back in cases that they thought they had a suspect, right? And maybe they didn't even have the right person and they were looking the wrong way.
Absolutely. We look at this and how he was found partially was because of that familial DNA. And really, no one in his family would have had their DNA in any kind of criminal system. No one in there had a criminal record. No one had had DNA taken. And so it's quite possible that they had built another suspect around other characteristics and he was nowhere on their radar.
Fascinating, fascinating stuff. Tracy Walder, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.